Hello and welcome back. We are continuing in Victoria 3 in our Sikh run, bro. Last episode was our starting steps episode. We managed to puppet Afghanistan. We got Bahrain as well. We got war reps off of Russia, which was big nice. I think the most important feature is we joined UK's market, and this is for a couple reasons. One is we are hoping we can siphon off the other Indian pops from the East India Company once we change our laws a little bit, but also because Great Britain being happy with us is going to help defend us against the East India Company, which as of patch 1.2 is notably very aggressive. If you are doing either Burma or a Sikh or a Sindh type of start, they will often stick their finger in your pie. So we managed to dodge that, and also Great Britain helped us slap around Russia, and so currently we're getting war reps from Russia. This will not continue indefinitely, but it will allow us to really ramp up construction in the near future, and so we're going to have a little bit of a pop-off, I think, this episode, where what we're going to be focusing on is we're going to finish out this industrial tech, we're going to get up onto railways, and then I think we're going to be big into academia. It looks like it's not spreading to us, which is going to be important, but I think once we get around 150, 200 construction, we're just going to build up to the max throughput bonus, which right now is 21. On our universities here, and really try and play a little bit of a catch-up in the tech a little bit earlier than we otherwise would, because man, we started far behind, and we would love to get on egalitarianism so that we could get proportional taxation, but we don't want to research techs ahead of time. We also want to get stock exchange, we also want to get colonization, you know, we also are really looking to kind of reform our government. Currently we have an armed forces leader, which is making it really hard to be legitimate, so we're trying to get on landed voting onto parliamentary republic, this type of stuff. We're just going to take it on pause, and we're going to have be on our way. But this is kind of where we're at, you know, in a relatively good spot, but perhaps not, we haven't like popped off yet, but man, we had a good start. But we are going to be trying to build tall in the capital. Notably, what we are doing here as well is we are doing, you know, social mobility, road maintenance, encourage manufacturing. We'll probably come off the social mobility in the near future here, especially once we have more qualifications here. This is mainly for the fact that almost all of our pop is here. If we like sort by pop, you see it's almost all here. So generally, if you're doing a one state start, you use a ton of edicts because they're really powerful if you're just on one state. And because we have such a low pop everywhere else, it's almost like being on a one state start, but it's not quite. I think we did want to start a war here though. Excuse me. And I think we want to go after Khiva. Khiva notably has a little bit of sulfur. And so we're going to take a quick save just in case something crazy happens. If Russia joins, we don't want to fight Russia because we want them to continue paying us war reps. And they will not pay us war reps if this happens. But otherwise, we'll try and vassalize Khiva here. If we were playing on Iron Man, we would not go for this war. But we will for here. So this is that. Had a lot of people, you know, making comments recently on Iron Man, and I've done some polls on this. I might want to do another poll. It seems to be the case that people in general would prefer faster rate of play over Iron Man, but the people who really like Iron Man are a little vocal, so there's that too. But we will just try and get in here. This is notably our ruler, by the way, who's awfully dashing, as it were. We might actually just take a little bit of a screenshot from there and use that later on in a thumbnail or something. So that'll be nice if that comes to that. But we are continuing on our way. We are losing a little bit of money. We just really want to ramp up the construction. We kind of don't want to run this much negative authority. I guess right now, because it's such a small percentage of our overall authority, the 6%, we really don't minus 0.6, or we don't mind minus 0.6 of this. We will put in some war reparations on them, as well as tell them to ban slavery and these sorts of things, and open the market. And hopefully that helps. Trugo States is improving relations. Big nice. Looks like whenever you're evaluating how much money, you have to do this number plus this number, and while this number is shrinking, we have a large investment pool to go through. I think we can expand the construction a little bit more, be pretty aggressive. Notably, the prices on our stuff is quite nice. And by the prices on our stuff, I mean the prices on our construction goods are relatively stable, and this is one of the major advantages of being inside someone's market. And we are going to work to make these iron and these tools cheaper ourselves as well. Because we are in Great Britain's market, the prices are less responsive to us adding additional buildings, because it doesn't affect the overall pie of the buy orders and sell orders too much, or as much as it normally would, which is quite nice. Alright, we'll follow their advice. But yeah, we are notably increasing the tooling workshops. We're going to look to push the economies of scale, and we're increasing the iron mines. We're going to look to increase the economies of scale as well. There. And Kiva will be a nice little feather in our cap. It will give us a land border with Russia, which is a little bit spooky. I am nervous about that. We are improving relations with them. We don't want to give them territory, but we will if we have to. If they declare war and the war is just completely unwinnable, it's fine. We can just back down and give them primary war goals. Not a big deal. If they want to take some little bits of Kiva, whatever. Especially if they just want one state, it's like, oh, well, just feel like giving it up slowly is not too bad. Much better than giving it up quickly. I think we will mobilize our other guys, actually, for this. Just in case the fronts split weird. We will have multiple guys to split. Maharaja intervenes. Hell yeah, brother. He wants that landed voting, yo. That is, we had like a little stint. This starts actually like a little bit weird because it takes a while for Intelligentsia or Industrialists to have a little bit of a come up. And so we didn't quite get the voting in maybe as quickly as we wanted. We're also going to have a really caked up conservative party once this fits through. And so it might even be really hard for us to go parliamentary republic. We're working on getting a bunch of clout into the hands of the Industrialists and the Intelligentsia. So hopefully we can manage to do that. But if we can't, well, we will manage to do that. It's just a matter of when. It might not be this episode. We'll see. Intelligentsia wants cultural exclusion. Now, I am not 100% sure. So national supremacy, we definitely discriminate. I believe if we do racial segregation, we will not discriminate against the other Indian pops. If I'm not mistaken, for nation formation, in order to do this, we have to do, it's a minor unification. We have to form India. We have to control all these cultures. But it doesn't say that they're all part of one thing. So we'll see exactly how that goes. Again, the goal for the run, for the empire under the pun, the Sikh Empire, is going after Great Britain and subjugating them, which we are going to look to do eventually, but for now they're our mummy, because they are our market leader. They are the leader. So this is, it looks like maybe we could add construction, or this is what it appears, but this minus 15k is going to drain this investment pool relatively quickly, and we don't want to ever really run in negative because you have to pay a lot more for interest as an unrecognized country, which is what we are, and so we will not quite do this, but it is just something to kind of note a little bit. We will be enforcing on them relatively quickly. Now, unfortunately, vassalizing Persia is just an absolute ton of infamy. We notably don't have a high enough power rank to do it right now anyway. We would if we had more military. Russia's damaging relations, which is unfortunate. That is not what we want, but it is perhaps what we deserve after taking war reps off of them, which they will have to continue to pay for a little bit. But for now, we are just happy and nothing can bother us except for Russia's eventual thumbing our pie. We are building up tooling workshops and such in Punjab. I think I already mentioned it, but we are encouraging manufacturing there. I really don't like this event because I think it just always gives you a pacifist, huh? That's how that works. We have a pacifist. He earned his job. Oh, nope, not always a pacifist. Confirmed. We got rid of a pacifist, which is spectacular. We will be, I think our truce with them is up in 47, if I'm not mistaken, and so July 47. And so if we can go for Afghanistan in the nearest future, probably to annex them, this will be fine. Because we don't have a lot of infamy that we have accumulated. We could go after Bukhara here as well. This would be not terrible. Again, we would save to make sure Russia doesn't join against us. But we would look to just slowly annex all these guys over here and probably look to expand through Persia. We did build up some boats, but we really don't have enough boats yet to really make this happen, and we need to allow migration in order to really get there on the boats. Unfortunately, that's probably going to be the next thing that we really do, because right now we have closed borders, completely closed, and so we would much rather not be on that, but we'll see what we can manage to do. Are we not advancing this at all, or are we legitimate enough? We're barely legitimate, right? Yeah. Not ideal. I think we'll take the annexing Afghanistan war next. I believe it will be. Let's just check what it looks like in terms of infamy. We are running a shortage, but this is mummies that was running a shortage. Unify India, let's go, baby. No, what is annex? It's only 11 infamy. It's not too bad. Let's see if we can import. Ooh, we could control the import route from Xing. That would be nice. Let's import from Xing. That's going to be super productive. If they don't want to add a route. And we're also just going to vassalize Bukhara here, I think. Again, we will just reload if Russia decides that they want to get involved in here. There's a reasonable chance that they do, but we'll see. But these expansions are quite nice because we don't have the boats for anything else. We would love to take Brunei, but we don't have the boats for that. Although we can build the boats. It looks like we're not even using all of our construction. Let's rectify that immediately. And then we've already completely, we've put out the logging camps everywhere. The logging camps are extremely efficient. I of course then kind of switch to pushing the iron mines as much as we can. And hopefully this will be good. We will go for war reps and opening their market as well. Looks like we can't convince Mummy. Mummy's doesn't even have an interest in the region. So we'll just do something like that. We are making some money. It's this number plus this number. But that's kind of at a level where I would feel comfortable adding another construction center here. So we will do that. And hopefully we get a good take on landed voting. This will be really nice. Yes. Because we are trying to get up on these ends. Ooh, look at this new flag. We're going to screenshot that, baby. That's a neat one. Unfortunately, the guy's head is in the way, so that'll make for bad thumbnails. But, you know, it do be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let's try and get on no migration controls here. Because our people are... It would be nice if we could let them move around a little. Well, I think we could go up to speed 5, and by speed 5 I mean just finally unpause the game. Let's go. We take those. Big dubs. Why does the United States hate us? That is a little bit interesting. We are running... Suddenly we're running a big negative, but that's because our investment pool is growing, but we have that problem. So we are going to come in, and we are going to decrease the taxes. Notably, we're going to get rid of the liquor tax. And, well, we'll just let this one ride, and then we'll just increase taxes here. Try and sort of compensate for that a little bit. We get atmospheric engine, big nice, big happy. Let's swap over to slaughterhouses. That's not atmospheric engine, but this will give us much more profitable. We should pop the event, the atmospheric engine pump event, which will allow us to, there we go, instant, get some progress on railways. So we'll get railways a little bit faster because we're going to need them in the capital in just a second here. The coalition collapses. Coupons. We'll take some to the Patriotic Party. Notably, the Patriotic Party looks pretty unlikely to win anything. We don't have a party with the Intelligentsia and the Industrialists yet, and we have a pretty caked up conservative party, so this is we're probably going to be looking at, you know, a big conservative party type of thing, but we'll see how things shake out. Russia's doing Russia things and annexing the Caucasus. That might be just like an unwinnable type of spot to be in. Russia's damaging relations with us. That's a little awkward. A little awkward there, bud. But we will be going after Afghanistan next, I think. And so, you know, just a slow, small ball expansion. We're going for the laws. We're expanding the stuff. Iron and, generally speaking, resource industries are more profitable, but we do have this encourage manufacturing industry, as well as all this stuff gets constructed here faster because we have road maintenance. But we will want to come off social mobility relatively soon, I think. We have a revolution brewing. Looks like it's not gonna be too big. And this, we're kind of doing okay in the money now. We're gonna take a quick save and we're gonna go out for Afghanistan here. Can't go after Afghanistan yet, but I think ours was open July, so Did it just finish? Why can't we annex you? Oh, I forgot about this. Since we, since they are a subject of Great Britain, we cannot annex them until their obligation goes away. That's fine. Okay, fair enough. You win this round, Afghanistan. But this does mean we could maybe do something. Let's start damaging relations with Sind and see if we can get them negative enough to go after them. But we are going to be looking for an expansion spot. Unfortunately, we still have no boats. I don't even think this constitutes a land route into Nejd. I'm not 100% sure here. Maybe we can land them even if this is not the case. We'll just go conquer state them, I guess. And hopefully we can get this done. Again, if Russia joins, we will back down. Or not back down, but we will just load. Main reason is we want to, even if we could get Great Britain to come in, we just want to keep on getting their war reps. Actually, we're just gonna load, because we can't land them. I wasn't 100% sure. Visually you can see a road there, but this is one that I had remembered we don't have access to, so we don't have enough boats to land them. We're not gonna be able to get in on them. I can zoom in and just show you in a second, but you see this here? Visually, there is a road there visually, but there's no land border access, apparently, between the two, or the land border access goes straight to these Trucal states. So it's like a bit of a weird one, but I've encountered this before. That's why I'd mentioned. Oh well. Okay, we're making some money moves, that is. We are ramping up construction. Let's add another construction center in the capital. Actually, let's add one here in Baluchistan, because we are expanding some stuff. Notably, spreading them out is kind of a little bit nice for when you switch up to the later PMs, because it makes it a little bit smoother when you can just when you don't have to swap up one mega high construction center if they're all spread out a little bit. So this is kind of one reason to be doing that. The party, it will never end. Let's go, baby. Neither will our growing construction. Industrial barriers. We don't want the national supremacy. I don't know what the national supremacy pop support is, though. That might be one of the, the emissions where it's just a mechanic that doesn't do anything. In which case, I guess we should be picking the other event because it doesn't create radicals. But this one sounds correct. Looks like the investment pool's kind of at a nice spot. We're really tempted to add a little bit more construction. Let's see if we can maybe do some trade routes that'll be really kind of the bee's knees for us. So we could export. Not that we necessarily would, these aren't super productive. Let's just look at highlights, because highlights can tell you some productive ones, and we actually care a little bit about productivity. Well, we don't want to export the rural goods, really, but we can export these to the Dutch market just for some profits. We're exporting for profits here. I don't think we want to export to the Qing market, but that's really productive. And we actually don't really care if our market builds a lot of opium. Opium is one of the better of the arable goods. It won't be super good now, but it'll be good later. And it's super profitable now. And because we also don't have a lot of convoys, they will actually contribute to the investment pool, so this will be nice. Damn the labyrinth system. I guess we're not doing this for now. That's unfortunate, that we do want to get that one in. We would want to go laissez-faire. We could go per capita taxation. Per capita is very, very appealing. Eventually you want to go back to land-based so you can go proportional, but let's just take a look how close we are even to going proportional. Pretty far. I mean, we could do this ahead of time if we really needed to. But we also have other laws we want to get done, right? So we also want to get off monarchy, but we can't really... Well... Yeah, they will be radicalized. They're too caked up right now. We would want elected bureaucrats, which would be nice. Will this get them? They won't be radicalized. I don't think that's going to cut it, though. We do want to get off of state religion. This will help us get the Intelligentsia up. Let's see if we can form a Legitimate government with the Intelligentsia in. It doesn't look like it. It looks like this is our most legitimate choice. And unfortunately, I mean, we could do something like this for now, but we're really not... it's kind of a rough spot here, man. We would want to come off of state religion. We also have, like, people who really don't like it. I think we're just going to have to continue expanding the economy, you know? We're just going to take... Let's just take our most legitimate-looking government. We're going to do this, and we're just going to keep trying to expand the economy. And we're going to look to curb some radicals by having a legitimate government and just not pass any laws, unfortunately. We could also decrease this a little bit to kind of take us into the next tier, into righteous government. Not too shabby. I think this will be fine. We will be losing a little bit of money, but it's this number plus this number is how much you're really truly making, although we do have unused construction, so let's fix that. Let's just go, baby. I think they already have motor industries in the UK. So we're just going to push to the economies of scale max throughput bonus here, which is going to be 10. Of course, we don't have infrastructure to support this, but that's why we're researching railways. And so once the railways come in, then we will be able to support it. So this will be big nice. We do have a little bit of a problem in that we are decaying infamy. If you're not using your infamy decay, you're losing it. You always want to be decaying infamy. We don't have very good expansion options here, especially until we get like more qualifications here. Qualifications is almost never a problem, but when it is, it's a really annoying problem. So we don't have qualifications. We need more capitalists and officers here. And notably, the capitalists probably pay a little better, but this is why we cannot employ here, is because we need more officers. We have needs for officers. This is all we need, because there's plenty of people here, but can't swing it. This is our only notably coastal province. We are integrating it. It'll be another 10 years, but so it is. So it shall be. So I guess it's mainly just kind of a chill mode here, while we wait to get on to some tech that are going to give us some like better positions. Academia is actually going to be incredibly important because this is going to give more wealth access, more education access based on wealth. It also unlocks private schools, which will be nice. I guess maybe we also want to just in the queue sneak in a government administration. We're going to need it eventually. So this will be fine. And we could also push these iron mines first a little bit. Let's actually add a few to here, because that'll be a little bit better than the tools in the short term, especially because we're not like gonna finish this right straight away. It is going to be somewhat spread dependent. Man, it's actually kind of slow, but we're gonna rectify that once we get once we kick off on the education and stuff. Let's see if we can do anything in journal entries. Not really. Path to liberalism is just kind of classic. Let's go back into the laws. I mean, has it been 11 months? Maybe we throw the Industrialists in again and try and get onto freedom of movement. I think we just do that. I mean, it feels bad, but like, oh, how long do we have to wait, my guy? 6 months? God, I thought it was 11 months already. I mean, so migration controls is a step in the right direction. And we could just do 1 step, 2 step, right? I think we just wait 5 months. Yeah, these guys giving, oh, they're no longer giving infrastructure, which is not nice, because we are having infrastructure problems, which is really what the railway rush overall has been about. You know, it'll be really nice once we get academia as well, because academia is not spreading. I guess we go speed 5. We're kind of just waiting. Playing a waiting game. Stock exchange is also going to be good. Colonization is going to be good. Central archives is... we can't go for that immediately. Bessemer process will be interesting. We don't have a lot of steel, so it's not going to matter much. Just kind of in a weird spot. Can't annex any of our subjects because we're in the Great British Market and they still owe us. We still owe them an obligation. Man, that sentence took me forever to get right. Right. Owes obligation from a Sikh empire, so we cannot do anything in that regard at this point. But we can keep on keeping on here. Maybe we want to kind of keep pushing this just for the economies of scale, or for the reasons of the infrastructure until we finish this, which is 7 months out. Do we have okay infrastructure here? Not really, not anymore. Let's just push some infrastructure stuff over here. I mean, tools are going to be good like almost everywhere, but we can push... Let's push these coal mines. Let's push them to the top of the queue so they don't mess with the infrastructure of the other stuff as much. And we could also juggle infrastructure where we almost complete a building and then don't quite complete it, but this is too much of a headache, I think. Now, how much are we making? A little bit. So we're in decent shape. I think we want another construction center here. Bessemer process is kind of okay. Oop. Or it's definitely really okay. Ooh, we forgot to switch to market squares. Big ouch. Let's see. Let's make sure we're switched on to stuff here. Yeah, let's switch on to everything. Whoops. That had gotten constructed by the auto queue, so that was kind of easy to not notice. Austria is damaging relations. Well, if they can improve relations with us, let's try and keep good relations, especially because Austria is super caked up in this patch. We just want to play nice with the parents. With Mummy and Daddy. Mummy loves us, but Daddy not so much. Although she's just genial, so there's that. So these are going to be super nice. So we'll come in here, and we'll come in... We're going to do 2 here, 1 here, and then we're going to put them on using right away wooden passenger carriages, which I think is a little bit better. But it's not way, way, way better. Steel passenger carriages are way, way, way better. And so we'll do this. And now we are going for some tech. I think that this is not spreading to us. But I think we generally want to push a lot of these. I guess we could go for stock exchange. I think we want to go society tech. I think we want to try and push egalitarianism. And so if we're going to go society tech, I think actually we go academia into empiricism, into stock exchange. It's going to be hard for us to pass free trade right now anyways, because we lost our corn laws market liberal a while ago. And also, we're not quite yet at an economy size where I really want to be adding a whole bunch of government administrations to the queue to allow us to colonize. Actually, you know what? Maybe colonization is good. Here, why don't we just do this into colonization? Also, it's a law we can kind of pass in the nearest future, but we do want to get on academia so that we can be getting the wealth education access right away, which will hopefully help with the qualifications. I think we might come off of the promoting social mobility here, though, pretty soon. Pretty soon. Our obligation to Great Britain expired. Save game. We're gonna annex Afghanistan now, so this is fantastic. Now we can annex them. Great Britain, don't finger our pie. You're okay with this. You've always been okay with this. Which, this is gonna be nice. Also unlocks a bunch of stuff. But why don't we, at the back of the queue, also add we're going to add even another railway, and then at the back of the queue here, we're going to add 10 unis, which might be a little bit much, but we'll see what we can do. Actually, that's going to be too much. We're just going to add a couple for the journal entry, I think. Let's see, establish a university. We're just going to add a couple for the establish university, but this is going to be nice. Ottoman sides with Afghanistan. Bro, you can't even get here. What are you doing? You don't have much of a navy either. I mean, we can't fight Kebab and they could probably land us. That's such a weird sighting. Like, Persia makes a lot of sense. They can't even get here. I mean, what do they want? Do they want anything? No, they don't want anything. So I think we can just enforce on Afghanistan. And then, once we enforce, it'll all be over. Because Kebab doesn't want anything, so... we're not going to put anything in on Kebab either. I think the Industrialists are pretty happy with us, no? So we'll probably just take that. No, they're not, so we'll take the other one. Unfortunately. The Sikhs are happy with us, so there's that too. We do want to get off of this, but too many traditionalists. Let's go. No migration controls again. I think we'll be able to enforce, though, before the Ottomans can land us. And so I think we're fine with all this. With all this going on. Let's check our money. We're kind of making a little bit of money, but we're like we barely have a positive balance, and we don't want to ever run a negative balance because you have to pay a lot for the interest. So we just won't do that. Whoa, explosions. All right, we're going to assign one of these guys to one of the weird fronts and hope that he cleans it up pretty quick here. It looks like, yeah, they're just getting wiped. Ottomans aren't going to have a chance to really land us here before we enforce. Are these profitable? That'll be super nice if they are. Looks like they're profitable enough for us not to need to sub, which is super cool. And this is also probably really cranking up because now we're not running negative infrastructure on all this. And so this should be cranking up our industries. And we're also really chasing the economy scale throughput bonus. Really nice balance. This is really helping our dividends, which are getting reinvested, which is increasing the investment pool here. So I would not be shocked if that goes up. Why are we losing power rank, I guess? Alright, so we annex Afghanistan, and so then this war should be over, right? Yeah, it is. I think we'll look to incorporate, but we're going to use our handy dandy smacky wacky button first. So we're going to come to state actions, reset PMs, and we're going to reset them here. And then we're going to look through all of these PMs by hand to make sure they're kind of all where we want to be. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Everything looks fine, but it kind of always looks fine, and then I make a mistake, and then I feel real dumb. It does look fine, though. So let's also go, and we can use our state action, incorporate these two. It's going to cost 50 bureaucracy and another 50 bureaucracy. I think we are working on one of these in the queue, so we'll just pump it up to the top of the queue, and then we'll be in good shape. And then... we can't annex any of these guys. We do have a nice little bit of infamy chunk, so we are okay kind of just chilling a little bit, but we continue to expand, which is big nice. Would love to vassalize Persia, but this is way too much infamy. If we do this, we will upset Great Britain because we'll get minus 30 relations with them. We'll also move up to 73, and we'll for sure get booted out of the customs union. So this is not something we could do, but we could go to open their market or something like this, and then take war reps. This is maybe an option for something for us to do that would be productive. We really don't also have an enormous army, so maybe it's not worth mobilizing for this because we will have to pay like money for such a mobilization. So there is all that noise. I think we're not looking to expand construction necessarily though, because we're about 100, and so the thinking is that perhaps we want to go for universities over construction. We're definitely going for the two. No, I think we want construction. You just always want construction. Vicky 3 players want one thing. It's construction. Yeah, we're gonna acquiesce. I think these guys will not get a rev off. And even if they do, Great Britain is very likely to side with us and help us. France rivaled Austria down here, so it's a little bit of news. We will also push the economies of scale here, getting it to 21, which is the current economies of scale cap, even though it's having a little bit of problem employing. We could do this rail transport PM immediately because it is having problems employing up. I think that the problem though is likely they have a lot of peasants, so it's likely a qualifications problem, so that won't help. The tooltip lies. The problem, I'm guessing, is actually the gating on the ownership. Yeah, there's not enough capitalists here, so this is kind of getting resolved, though, by specifically the tech we just researched, which is giving, or didn't research, but it spread to us, academia, which is giving wealth-based education access, which this is helping us out in this regard. Because, yeah. Alright, we also lose our war reps here, which I had forgotten to really account for, but it looks like since we are preparing to ramp something up, we're just kind of in a decent spot. We're losing 10k, but I think we can build into this pretty comfortably, especially because we will be hitting the current max economies of scale bonus on like the tooling workshops, for example. But it's still going to want to expand here, so we're going to put this on auto expand as well, because the clothes coming in will be also really nice. Not going to want to auto expand these, but we do want people to come on up. Hopefully we get no migration controls in the reasonable, like, near-ish future. I don't like this. So it looks like actually the Intelligentsia aren't very happy. The Industrialists are super happy, so we can do something here. Yeah, they're happy because we're trying to pass their law. Duh. Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, we only have reserves of 374k, so this minus 5k is, or minus 14k, whatever it decides to, it feels like being, will be uncomfortable. The investment pool transfer is big, nice. IPT, baby. Yeah, the investment pool is growing, now it's shrinking. You generally don't want it to be running a huge balance, so if it's shrinking slowly, this is kind of a good spot to be. We will want to go on to laissez-faire eventually, but I think we're going to need some stronger, we're going to need to get much stronger industrialists, but we should be moving in that direction now. Foreign faiths. We'll take that. So hopefully we get a lucky tick next time, or I think collectively it'll probably have been a 50% chance, but we'll see. This will get all hired up and we get established a university, and so we will almost certainly go for not throughput but progress towards empiricism, which is going to be a tech that we prioritize after colonization. We're doing a bunch of these tier 1 techs, by the way, so that we are not going to run a malice when we go for egalitarianism, which will give us a much better tax system, which is kind of what we're doing. And after we get, you know, empiricism, we'll upgrade the university to tier 5 for that event, which will also be nice. Alright, we can reform the government. Looks like we got agrarian party crushes. Huh. But there's no legitimate way to put the agrarians in government? Oh, because they're upset. Yep. Because they're radical. Or, yep. Hopefully we will be able to find a way to put the agrarians and the intelligentsia in government, which will make the government look a little bit nicer for our means. Oh, I'm so excited for vassalizing Mummy later. It's not going to happen yet. It's not going to happen soon. It'll happen eventually. Let's try and make sure we are improving relations. We don't have a bunch of excess stuff. I think we can annex one of these guys soon. And so we'll take a save and we'll go after Kiva now. Just kind of finishing getting out Central Asia, I guess, here, kind of with what we're doing. It's unfortunate we can't, we don't have the means by which to really go after. Let's just do this. Actually, let's just mobilize both of them. But we don't really have the means in terms of boats yet, which the education should help quite a lot with us getting the boats going, which is like kind of the wildest thing, but so should the migration. We'll take the minus 10 enactment chance. That's unfortunate. Get a little bit of a negative event. Not the end of the world, though. We are losing some money. Don't really want to pull up. We're so close to, like, not losing money. I think we can just stay on our current construction level, especially once we get after Kiva. We will want to input colonization next, and so we will start. Let's just check where we have, I'm sure we have insufficient taxation capacity here, but I just want to take a look. Yeah, Punjab, okay. So we're going to add, I think 2 will be okay, and then we will want to go for colonization next. We can also cancel a couple trade routes, but we are going to need a little bit more. Maybe we just add the 1 and just be ready to add the other one. Tooling workshops, very profitable. Notably, Great Britain eating up our tools. Delicious. Chef's kiss. Let's see if we have, nope, we kind of have all we need. Notably, the 15 is the only one who can do landings, because the other one is landlocked, which I think is kind of silly, but it's much better than having to be in the exact region, so. Which was the change. Kiva notably will also give us access to, yeah, we're actually going to need probably more of this. We're going to put another one in the queue, because I'm sure that what will happen is we are going to need more government administrations than we got there. So we will come in and we will try and incorporate, or first of all, we'll hit them with our sandy dandy smacky wacky button to, of course, reset the production methods. Do they have anything that we didn't have before? No, not really. Other than this, which these are extraordinarily efficient, so we'll do some of that action. Maybe we don't put it on auto expand, but we will put the one in so that it knows what we want to do with it, and then we will incorporate both of them, and then Bukhara, we will take a save and go after Bukhara. I think we won't be running over 25 infamy. If this will run us over 25 infamy, we're liars, and we're not really going to go after them. Important to stay under 25, and important to also watch that we maintain positive relations with Great Britain, because we do not want to get booted on relationship problems. We don't want to have relationship problems with Mummy, is what I'm saying. We don't want Mummy problems. Because when you get Mummy, you know what they say, more mummies, more problems. And currently we have one Mummy. And she likes us. We're in her customs unit. This is Big Happy. And this is... We're starting to look a little thick here. That's what I'm saying. Now, this is map painting thick, not like thick, because, yeah, we're just gonna go this. We want the no migration controls. Please go away, rebellion, so we can make a legitimate government with the, rural folk in it. Okay, thanks. Looks like we are running a bit of a negative on the bureaucratic administration. So let's kick these to the top. And Bukhara is going to be nice. Then we will have fully annexed everyone. And this will obviously not Khakan, because Russia got to them first. But other than that, Bukhara doesn't really have much natural resources, if I recall correctly, but we'll incorporate them and this will be fine. We could leave them as subjects, which would give us effectively... Let's delete some of these. Oh, we can't delete the barracks because we're revolutionary. Great Britain wants a defensive pact with us. Hell yeah, brother. This will do a few things, but first of all, they will defend us against Russia, which this is incredible nice. But also with the defensive pact, when we take a look here, we will be getting plus juice from the customs union, plus juice from the defensive pact. So when we declare a war and we incur a relationship penalty with Great Britain, then we will ramp back up to positive relations much, much, much faster, which makes vassalizing Persia actually, like, it's on the table again. I don't think we can do it, but I think that we're way closer to being able to do it. Also, we have to maintain a power rank of, you know, we have to be more stably in this next power rank, because if we declare war and then we lose our power rank in the war, then we get riggedy wrecked, son, because we can't enforce on them for vassalization, because we have to be rank above them, and they are currently unrecognized regional power, and we're unrecognized major power. But if we switch to unrecognized regional, you know how it is. You know how it be. Now, unfortunately, we're adjacent to Russia, so we can't do the Alaska trick. Apparently, if you're unrecognized, you can just declare war on Russia for recognition and just land Alaska and then just chill at home. And we are adjacent with Russia, unfortunately. So maybe annexing these guys was a mistake, just from the perspective of the recognition. We will cut through some red tape, but this will be a little bit uncomfortable. But we'll annex them, we will incorporate them, and then we will hit the handy-dandy smacky-wacky button, and, oop. No, we do not. We want to reset their PMs. That's what we want. And now we're in pretty good shape here. We are going to incorporate them. This is going to be nice. We are going to decay here, which is going to make it so we can't do this. And we get total separation and some other things. And again, we really want to go egalitarianism. And so we don't really want to go it ahead of time. I think well, we're not going to be able to really pass... it does give us trade route competitiveness just right off the bat. So maybe we go this into banking, and then we go egalitarianism, and we will try and get a much better tax system. It's unfortunate that we are starting to run into the negative a little bit. I think we just build through this, but this is a bit uncomfortable. Now we could declare war for recognition. Except we're cordial. Oh, so they can't declare war on us now, by the way. Could we even... Who is a major power? Let's... If we could get a super early recognition, that would be so hype. I don't think we can, but we have to declare out a major power, and we have to be able to land something of theirs, and just hold on to, like, a little something. So we could even just, like, land Corsica, for example. Alaska's the classic example of what's really, really, really easy, because they don't defend these waters either. But if we do that, then Russia just rushes us through here. And Mummy won't help us with the recognition war, I'm certain. So probably just want to keep improving Russian relations. Actually, I don't think we need to do this anymore. Because we have the defensive pact with Great Britain, right? I think we're in fine shape. Could even go after Sind now. We are damaging relations with them. Oh, we are not. I thought we started. So let's try and get negative relations with them. Trucal states want a defense pact. I don't think so, bud. But what we could do is we could go after this vassalization, which is really expensive. Once we get a little bit more military or a little bit more prestige, such that we're not in danger of dropping down, could maybe go after vassalizing Persia, which is interesting. God, I really want this to go away. Can we make that happen? Yeah. We really need the revolution to go away so we can delete some of the military that we have just recently acquired. Some of the military spots, but we can't come off of migration controls. God, that's unfortunate. We're really hoping to get lucky there. The rev is not going to go away. This is a little bit of a tense situation. I don't want to delete construction. Also, paying interest is not the end of the world, because you pay it out to your capitalist pops, so this will also juice up the capitalists in terms of clout. So, like, it's not strictly bad or whatever, but it is extra expensive on unrecognized states. The radicalism is pretty extreme. Can we just get a law, please? Can we? Let's take a look here. Might have to expel the Sind diplomats here. If you're not using your infamy decay, you're losing it. And I kind of like doing this, right? Notably, this also doesn't cause a diplomatic incident, reducing relations with anyone else. We are illegitimate now. Alright, we have to make... There we go. Let's do that. We have to keep the... well, you don't have to keep them in government, but... We'll take the manufacturing tax income. Let's go, baby. Rifling and intensive agriculture. Intensive agriculture is kind of going to be nice. I don't think we want to encourage the livestock ranches, so we won't go intensive grazing, but we will just put in soil-enriched farming and soil-enriched farming here and here. We don't want to encourage these. They will not auto-build as much if we're on this, but we will want to eventually build chemical plants. So let's put this in. Let's put it on auto-expand. That is going to be a future us thing. So we have to research dialectics and then get this up to 5. Well, let's not, because we currently have money problems. But we do want to get it up to 5 to get that event. Looks like we're... No migration controls. Thank you. So now if we do something that the rural folk like, then this will... if we do something the rural folk like... But this is, we can pass exploitation really easy right now, so I think we're going to go for it. Even though the rural folk absolutely hate it. But we're going to need a couple more of these. We're going to put them at the front of the queue. And then I think we're going to even need a couple more. So we'll put those at the back of the queue. And we get the Liberal Party now. Which, this is exciting. And the Industrialists are in it. Can we do this? No. Can we do this? No. Big sad. So we're not going to change anything, but we do have an election coming up. Hopefully the Liberal Party does a little bit better. Would be really nice to have the unholy alliance of the Intelligentsia and the Industrialists in this together. You know, you love to see it. Let's check our infamy. If it's 0, we're expelling diplomats in Sind, because this is kind of the only thing we can do. Let's expel. And we can vassalize them straight up, or we can look to conquer. I'm thinking we're going to go vassalize into annex, but we'll see exactly what things look like. Probably vassalize, right? Oh, hell yeah, brother. Liberal Party. We're gonna vassalize. Now, they want no colonial affairs. Why don't we actually save and go after Sind now? And this will be really nice. Also be quite a bit of pops, which will be big happy. Hopefully no one joins against us. Looks like UK would want to help us out, if anything. Stock exchange is going to be nice. We might be able to get in free trade. Squeeze it in. We will, of course, ban slavery and open market and war reps as well. And just load if someone really hates our guts. Alright, what can we do? Nothing really. Unfortunate. Yep, okay. We get colonial exploitation, and that is nice, but we will also need to kick these government admins to the front. And I think we will need a couple more. So this will all be a little bit expensive. They'll have to figure that out on their own. We're not paying nothing. And we are, unfortunately, like, hemorrhaging money. We would really love to be on now laissez-faire if we could. Landowners are not super pissed. Maybe we could go laissez-faire here. Alright. Sin backs down. That's cool. So they don't have to pay us war reps, but we don't have to fight a war. So it's good. Everybody wins. And notably, we're at like 25 infamy, so now we can just chill. If you're not using your infamy decay, you're losing it. And so we're just in a good spot here. Probably going to conclude the episode relatively soon. Kind of just thumping around Central Asia a little bit. More than happy to, well, maybe we shouldn't have done that option. The option's probably fine, but we like have to keep them in government until we can swap off of monarchy, which looks like some people who opposed it are dead. The landowners oppose it, the Sikh priesthood opposes it, maybe we could do parliamentary republic if laissez-faire has some problems. As another law, we have so many law passes that this is the reason why we're not rushing egalitarianism right away, even though proportional taxation is really good. We just have so many useful law passes to do that I think that we could not do it, and we'll be in decent shape. We notably actively don't want to research this, but we will kind of come for law enforcement next, and then we will go egalitarianism, and this will be big happy. The Maharaja intervenes. Oh, this is so painful. Yeah, we're gonna do this, but like, that is gonna make it so, you know, if we try and go, you know, parliamentary republic after this, it's like, it's nuking our ability to do this, because this will make too many radicals. Actually, wait. We can go parliamentary republic after this. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. Let's just try and get through this, though. Oh. We forgot about what we wanted to do. Oh my god. Oh, of course the good colonization spots are gone by now. Oh well. Big sad, I guess. We'll get in here. Yeah, so Great Britain took Kenya and then also took this area here, which are the two best spots. This one's particularly good. But we're still going to be able to get some colonization done. Colonization speed is based on how many pops you have, and so since we have a lot of pops, it's going to be pretty good. We're going to be able to get in here and at least get something going on all these spots. And notably, this will also give us adjacencies to some countries that we can then go after, you know, militarily, that we did not have adjacencies with before. So, for example, here in Uwe, we can now go after Ashanti, and we couldn't do this before because we had some problems because of getting our navy up. So, this is going to be nice. Let's see about going parliamentary republic. Who radicalizes? Looks like no one's going to radicalize. And who can help us with this? I think it's the Industrialists and the... I don't think we can get the Intelligentsia in the government, so... I think we're just going to be doing it this way, which is really awkward. So this is probably... We're probably going to have to back down off this, but we'll see what we can do. And, can we go after these guys yet? Conquer State, Togo? No, not really. How about you? Make vassal? 9.3 infamy on Dahomey. Are we adjacent though? I'm not even sure if we count as being adjacent with what we got here. Oh, so there's Sikh Togo. Does that count as being adjacent is the thing. I don't know the answer to this question. I guess we could just let it, well, it's another 2,000 days, right? Does that count as adjacent? We're gonna save and see. And find out, I guess. And this gives us some expansion we can do without any boats, because the no boats is a problem. Now, we could conquer Dahomey, or we could, There's so much for us to do in terms of going into Damagram and this sort of stuff, but also, if we conquer them, we might be able to get a shot at getting Messina. I don't think we do, but... Or, let's see. Does this even have any malaria? It has regular malaria. France probably gets all the way through this, right? But if we annex Damagram instead... I don't think we can colonize, because we don't have a full route through. So we'd have to conquer state these boyos. Let's just conquer state them. So that is nice. At least the colonialism's going to give us that. And we're working this down, which is also nice. Big part of why this is able to be worked down and this is starting to be able to decrease is because our IPT has gone up a tremendous amount, because now 75% of the building cost can be covered by the investment pool instead of 50%, which is what we were experiencing on, interventionalism. And you don't really want the investment pool to be absolutely growing. You want it to be shrinking, so this is kind of good for us. We can get loyalists, or we can get urban center. We'll take the urban center throughput. We'll take the muns, the money. And so we will be able to work our way out from under this debt, which is going to be nice. And we're just annexing here. So mainly, the main reason we're annexing is because we do want to colonize in towards the Mosque of Djenne. And I think what we might do is we might actually pause our other colonizations here. So this one we're going to pause. This one we're not going to pause. But also this one we're going to pause. Here, and we just got to remember that we did pause them. Because we want the Mosi one to go faster, because the very, very nice Mosque of Djenne is in eastern Mali, and so if we can conquer our way there, that'll be big, big nice. I think we're going to, after this war, conclude this episode, though. What is this? This is spectacular for us. Because, if you take a look, Kashmir and Pashtunistan will secede. Okay. They don't have any troops there. We're going to get a rev in 8 weeks. And notably, we're going to get to occupy all this before the rev, which will be really nice. Because I don't think we will have access after the rev. Hopefully we occupy all this. Oh, that'll be rough if we don't. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we just crew 15 infamy to nothing for nothing. Looks like, oh, it's just this up here. Yikes for them. We will just move this back to deal with that. Revolution is upon us, you don't say. And now that we don't have any revolutions brewing, we can finally delete these barracks in Central Asia, which we didn't want in the first place. So that's big nice. That's extra big nice. We lost our Himalayas interest, which is funny, because this is our only Himalayas state. But we'll be fine. We're going to conquer Dahomey. Sorry, homie. You're out. We are floating a bunch of excess bureaucracy, so I think we're just going to integrate them as well. Yeah, we're going to hit him with our handy-dandy smacky-wacky button. And now... Oh, why can't we colonize in Mosi? This is rude. We have an oh, we don't have an interest there. Let's put our slap down an interest there. And we're also going to move this guy over. And this will, this revolution will absolutely nuke, you know, the landowners and all these people, which is perfect for us. We have a Republican and a moderate. We'll let them fight, but we hope, yeah, the Republican wins. Let's go, baby. And the aristocratic revolt will get clapped. Their clout will go to 0, and we will be in a really good spot to do all these laws that we've been trying to pass. So this is going to be big nice. We have our Senegalese interest activated, so now we can try and colonize. Again, it's just too slow. We could go after Damagram to try and make this a little bit faster, which is probably what we'll do. But this is going to be something for next episode. But this is nice that we picked this up here. Because hopefully we can get into the Mosque of Djenne. We'll see. We have a really large incorporated pop, which is what determines your speed, but we do not have, pharmaceuticals quinine. Looks like we will be going egalitarianism kind of in the near future, though. I think this is going to, again, be a next episode thing, but we are poised to really pop off as a result of all this. You see this is 20%? You see this? You see this? I started the you see this a little bit too early, but for dramatic effect, let's pretend I didn't just do it and be like, you see this 21%? You see this? But boom, it's 30% now. Let's go, baby. Because we did manage to enforce, and once we put the Intelligentsia in, ba-boom boom. I mean, these aren't acceptable, but, oh, that's so acceptable. Can we do that? No, but we could just do this. Yeah, let's go, brother. So we have 26%, but it's going to tick way faster. We're making a ton of money. We're going to hit our smacky wacky button. Ooh, hopefully they didn't delete a bunch of stuff here in Kashmir. That would be big not nice if they did. Did they delete a bunch of construction centers? They didn't. Okay, cool. Are you not subsidizing this? You are. Okay, cool. Oh, but we're making so much money. Is that because we weren't constructing anything? Why are we making so much money now? Money moves, that is. It's like our revenue kicked up quite a lot. Huh. I'm not sure exactly what that is. But okay, I'm fine with it. I'm here for it. We will push some of these. And we will add a railway at the front. We'll add 2 railways at the front. Holy snapples. We need some rails. We get the Himalayas interest activated, which is nice. These should be able to employ back up. We can go after Damagram. Conquer Outer Houseland, but we can't really afford this much infamy right now. But this would help us to go for Mosque of Djenne, which we really want. It's tough. We are colonizing here, though, still. I think we'll call it an episode, though. So this episode, we expanded in all of Central, Asia here. We've got quite a few law passes. We had a revolution that's really going to allow us to do a lot of cool things kind of next episode. Next episode, we will manage to get into egalitarianism, and then we will hopefully be able to pass proportional taxation, and from there we should be going to like 300-ish construction, something like this. Really managing to pass a whole bunch of stuff that should be useful, trying to crank this up, trying to crank everything up, really. And that'll be a really... Proportional taxation is a really nice inflection point. We haven't managed to move on to per capita even, and so being able to go proportional is just going to be insanely good. In terms of increasing our income, if we take a look here, this would increase our revenue by 54k, and so this will allow us to, if our current revenue is 100k, right, and we can support, this much construction, just like right off the bat, adding 54k on top of that, well, also, like, we have a huge investment pool to drain out, so like we could probably double, triple construction just right from passing it, but also manage to get some universities going up to a higher level. And so we maybe want to go dialectics kind of early for if we do the universities relatively early, and we maybe want to go pharmaceuticals and quinine. Maybe if we do that, we can even nab ourselves the Mosque of Djenne. Maybe this is a little too hopeful. I'm not sure. Is France, can we tell if France is expanding? So France is pushing forward, but all we need to do is we need to touch up here. So maybe the goal will be, conquer Damagram and go in through Adarg for this. And so maybe next episode we're just going to be trying to get towards the Mosque of Djenne, which I thought was going to be impossible for Sikh, but maybe not with how things have managed to play out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. It does help out, and have a good day.